Hello, students. Welcome back for week 2 of your Roman research project. And you have chosen to learn about Latin. I'm so glad you're here. So today we are going to learn the Abecedarium, which just means the ABCs in Latin. So Abecedarium. Let's take a look at the alphabet first of all. Okay, so this is the Roman alphabet. It really looks the same as the American English alphabet, but a couple of small differences. The U and the V are really the same letter, and there is no W. So normally we would have S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So we'll talk about why that is and what sound you expect it to make. But other than that, a few little things, it's pretty straightforward. So let's take a look. All right, so some of the sounds that they make, the big one that we have to get used to is that the C sound is always hard, like a K, never a S. Like in English, sometimes it makes sort of an S sound. In Latin, it's always a K, a hard C sound. G is always a G sound. I can sound like an E or an I, just like in English, but it can also sound sort of like a Y, like a Y sound. And something that happened with the I is that the I used to be the Y sound, the E sound, the I sound in Roman times. But in medieval times, the monks who were writing down Roman things on manuscripts, they were copying down Latin, decided, if it makes two different sounds, let's make a new letter. So they made a J. So anytime that the I makes a Y sound, if it's medieval Latin, it's now a J. And they actually just call that one an I with a tail. That's what they call it in Latin. Okay. Then down here, the V always makes a W sound. It's a soft V, so W, and that's like their W, or like our W. So they don't really need a W because the V is already doing that. And the V and the U are actually kind of the same letter. They always look the same in like inscriptions or manuscripts, and so they just mush them together, and you have to sort of figure it out from the word that you're looking at. Okay, so let's learn the sound of these, and then I'll tell you a little bit more cool stuff about them. So as I read these, you can just listen carefully, but it would help you to pronounce these so you get used to the sound. So I'll leave just a little bit of a space, and you can repeat after me. In Latin, we say, repetite ad me. Repeat after me. A, B, K, D, A, F, G, H, E, cauda. Cauda means tail. K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, W, or U, X, Y, or Y, Zeta. Okay, so a few to talk about on this page. First of all, you may have heard with the R that I say R. So if you can roll a little bit, that's a real Roman sound. So R, R. But if you find that a little bit hard to do, if you were thrown back in time to Roman times and you were speaking your Latin without rolling your R, let's say you said abecedarium instead of abecedarium, that would be okay. A Roman would get it. So if you can't roll your R, that's all right. The Y has sort of a weird name, and the Z has sort of a weird name, and here's why. These letters that are yellow are letters that weren't in the original Roman alphabet. The J, remember, is added in later by medieval monks, so it's called the I with a tail. K Y, and Z, these are all letters that are borrowed from the Greek alphabet. So the K makes the same sound as the C, so they just kind of doubled up on that one. The Y and the Z are from the Greek alphabet, so they call the Y the Greek name for Y, which is upsilon, or they just call it the E cauda. Sorry, not the E cauda, the E graeca, which is the Greek I. And the Z they call zeta, because that's the Greek name for the Z. So that is your Roman alphabet, the Abecedarium. Give it a try.